Hi, this is Mommy and your Mommy Negosyo, and in today's video, I want to share with you my answer to the question, how can a business owner effectively delegate tasks to an assistant? That was a question asked by Lisa Ramos in our mentoring call. And before I forget, if you have not done so yet, may I invite you to hit the like and subscribe buttons below so that you'll be notified when I answer more questions like this, okay? So let's talk about my answer to the question of Lisa, which simply put is, how should I delegate a task to an assistant or secretary? Delegation is really a very important skill, and if you can master delegation, it would be very easy for your business to grow. Lisa Ramos, after we talked with her, she was able to let us know that she's a very hardworking lady who owns a small shop. She sells handmade dolls. Her business is growing very fast, and she has so many things to do. She thinks that she needs help at a certain point, so she hired a secretary, but she's scared. She didn't know how to tell her secretary what to do, and she's afraid that she might do it wrong. So she came to me for guidance, and she has learned that I am taking care of people is something that I could do very well in my 40 years as a businesswoman, and therefore I was more than happy to be able to help her. So what I did was I shared the story with her about a woman named Millie. Millie was one of my coaching clients in the earlier years, and Millie had a small restaurant. What Millie loved doing was to create recipes, new recipes, again and again. But she was always tired. Why? She tried to do everything by herself. So she came to me to be one of my first coaching clients, and we talked about how to delegate. That was the first thing that we addressed, knowing what to delegate. So I asked Millie to make a list of tasks. Every day, what she did for the next few days was to write down everything that she did. We took an inventory of how much time she would devote to each of the tasks, and she found out what took most of the time. She spent a lot of time answering calls. Millie also thought about her strengths. She was the best at creating new recipes. So she chose tasks that she could teach to others, like how to pack food, for example, because she did not like packing food and it didn't have to be her, right? And she picked the tasks that were not too urgent as well. These tasks did not need to be done right away. And therefore, from there, she ticked off the tasks that she could delegate. So after ticking it off, Millie felt better. She knew what to give to the person that she would be hiring. So next, what we did was, okay, now that you know what are the tasks that the new person would do, let us pick the right person. That's the second step. So Millie looked for someone with the right skills from the list. She hired Rosalie, who was good at answering phones. She asked also about Rosalie's past jobs. She now knew how to interview because I trained her to conduct the interview in a more effective way by asking the right questions, not just the usual questions. So Rosalie had worked in a store before as well. And Millie also checked Rosalie's attitude. In interviewing, attitude is really very important. And she found out that Rosalie was always happy and kind. She also did some background check on Rosalie, and she found that she was really happy and kind even in her former jobs. So she tested Rosalie for one day. Rosalie answered the restaurant's call, and Millie trusted her feelings. She felt Rosalie was the right helper. Then Millie started to train Rosalie. That is the next step. After hiring the right person, we need to train them well. So Millie showed Rosalie all the tasks that she needed to do, and Rosalie tried them while Millie watched. There are steps in training people, and those are the steps that Millie became an expert in. So Millie gave Rosalie feedback. She told Rosalie what was good and what she could improve on. And they also had some sort of a manual that Millie developed. It had all the steps for Rosalie's tasks. And as a trainer for Rosalie, Millie was extra patient, and I was very proud of her. She understood because I explained to her that learning takes time. It cannot be just one day, maybe not just even 1 week. It might take a few months for her to be able to do the tasks well. So later, Millie also tried to check on Rosalie every time she would delegate something. She would watch Rosalie sometimes, and she would point out what are the things that she did well and what are the things that were not as well and how she can improve on it. Rosalie would report to Millie what she would finish or what she would accomplish every day. And when Rosalie had problems, she also found it very safe to talk to Millie. And Millie would always say, "Good job," to Rosalie very often. And that was the feedback that Rosalie needed to be able to level up. So when Rosalie made mistakes, Millie was always there to help her fix it. So finally, slowly, one by one, Millie learned to let go of her tasks. She started to trust Rosalie with the tasks. And she knew that Rosalie might make small mistakes every now and then, but that's going to be okay because in the long run, she would be able to overcome those mistakes. And who knows, she would even be better than Millie with those tasks, with all of the practice that she needed to focus on. Now, Millie had all the time that she wanted to focus on her favorite part, which was creating new recipes. She even took short breaks. So they celebrated when the restaurant did well. And Millie felt so very free that she was very, very thankful to me. She had more time for herself, more time for the things she loved, and also more time with her family. And she was happier after our coaching stint of just 3 months. Was that helpful to you as well as for Lisa, who asked the question? You don't have to learn from the same industry. Sometimes learning from a different industry will give you another perspective. If you have any other questions that are business related, then post them in the comments below so that we can create a video to answer your questions. So, if that was helpful and you want more business tips, then click the link in my bio to sign up for my weekly newsletter so that you'll get free access to exclusive insights, private Q&As, and inspiring episodes delivered from my heart to yours, straight to your inbox. This is Mommy and your Mommy Negosyo saying, be business-minded, Pinoy!